top of the tech world and just like that, lose it all. And all to a baby shark. Baby shark. Well, look, I mean, actually it's a whale, but it was still a whop in American Wall Street. And these tech bros who paid top dollar to sit by Donald Trump as they sold out the American people are reeling from this whale of a tale. Hello and welcome to the People's Brief, where I talk about people, politics, and pop culture that impact Black, brown, and queer communities. I get it in so you can get the news out. I promise you, I never keep you long. The stock market is fracturing after a massive sell-off, erasing over $1 trillion. Do you hear me? Listen, wait. $1 trillion in market gains, primarily due to the launch of DeepSeek, a Chinese AI platform. The Chinese AI startup's latest model, DeepSeek R1, quickly became the top free application on Apple's App Store in the United States, the United Kingdom, and China, surpassing established competitors like ChatGPT. But see, that's not what that set the markets in a frenzy here in America. It's the fact that DeepSeek supposedly only cost $6 million to make. $6 million, while the American competitors like ChatGPT and Perplexity AI and Claude and all the rest of them cost about $600 million to make. It uses less money and it uses less power, and it generates equal results. The news triggered a sharp decline in tech stocks, with the Nasdaq Composite falling over 3% by the end of the trading day. Nvidia, the leading AI chip maker, saw its stock plunge almost 17%, erasing $589 billion from its market value in a single day. And the losses didn't stop there. Other major companies like Microsoft and Amazon, which thrills me, and Alphabet also experienced significant stock declines. Significant. So maybe, just maybe, while Americans have been worried about the less than 1% of men and women in this country who happen to be trans having a level of equal rights and equal treatment under the fucking law, maybe they should have been worried about American sustainability in the tech sector and innovation. Maybe that should have been the focus all along. And I just made a video talking about the bird flu and the economic impact of this disease. I have it posted as a YouTube short. You can check it out. And today, it was revealed that we now have our first outbreak of the highly pathogenic H5N9 bird flu in this country. And that's a significant development in avian influenza surveillance in this country. Let me tell you how big it is. H5N9 is a rare strain of this bird flu, considered way less common than H5N1. And it is highly pathogenic, deadly, very deadly in its capacity to cause serious illness in birds. This strand is literally the result of genetic reassortment, blending material from H5N1, H7N9, and H9N2, these subtypes. The USDA, along with state animal health and wildlife officials, are conducting comprehensive epidemiological investigations and enhanced surveillance. But listen, the reality is, are we going to even learn more about this in the weeks to come? Because President Trump is blocking the release of information and has pulled America as a whole out of the World Health Organization. So all of this is happening while we're on the verge of a pandemic in the bird animal kingdom veterinary sciences field that's going to decimate the American economy, with the threat of it passing to humans and becoming more transmissible among humans, because humans have already gotten it. 66 human beings that we know of have already gotten bird flu, 66. And the threat of this becoming more virulent among the human population is there, because this disease is mutating, and this new strand has been seen in the United States. But we're not a part of the World Health Organization. But we also have a blackout on information coming to us from our agencies that handle types of crisis moments. And not only is the American economy being wrecked by bird flu, it is being mollywopped by the threats of mass deportations. And while this is happening nationwide, one example is seen in the citrus harvest that is taking place in the Central Valley, which has been virtually halted, virtually coming to a standstill as a result of the labor shortage that is stemming from fear due to mass deportations. Kern County, California, where farms reported only 5 out of 30 workers showing up for work. Overall, it is estimated that about 75% of the workforce did not report to the fields during this critical harvesting period. 75% not showing up for work out of fear, rightfully so, due to Trump's mass deportation promises. The fear stems from recent U.S. Border Patrol operations in the area, which were reportedly targeting undocumented migrants who have records. But we know the impact has spread far beyond these intended targets, affecting the broader farm working community and now also going to have significant impacts on our economy. If this situation persists, it could lead to unharvested crops, potential food shortages, and increased prices for the food that we are able to get. It is right now peak harvest season for citrus crops. This is a peak season, and the crops are rotting on the vine nationwide. You can look at Washington State, where they are facing a labor shortage in the agricultural sector, with over 29,000 migrant workers in the field of agriculture in that state. You can look at Texas. You can look at Florida. Those reports have also come out. You can look at Nebraska, one of our country's largest producers of meat. And they already have a severe labor shortage even before the mass deportations. And so, yeah, you ain't gonna get no help. You ain't gonna get no help. Not only are you not gonna get any help when it comes to food prices, you're not gonna get any help when it comes to bird flu, you're not gonna get any help when it comes to harvesting the farms, but Donald Trump has implemented a broad pause on federal assistance for our nation's neediest families because they ain't getting no help either. On Monday, the Trump administration issued a sweeping freeze on federal aid and financial assistance programs that benefit the neediest Americans. The Office of Management and Budget ordered all federal agencies to temporarily suspend payments for grants, loans, and other forms of financial assistance like food stamps, SNAP benefits, early childhood programs, housing assistance, paused for 90 days minimum. And during that 90 days, the Trump administration is going to evaluate and review these programs for adjustments. And it's also going to impact like the refugee resettlement program that's benefiting the Afghanistani people that relocated with special immigrant visas. It's going to impact the clean water programs and projects that's undergoing for infants. It's going to impact basic education for children. It's going to impact the anti-trafficking initiatives for girls. It's going to impact the medication distribution for children and others with diseases. All of that being impacted. But that's where we are. That is where we are during the second week of a second Trump administration. There were a lot of promises made that they supposedly help the American people, like lower gas, like lower cheaper eggs. None of that's happening. But this is. And while we're here in the United States, the world is here. And we're with the world. In remembering the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, a reminder of one of our nation's, one of our world's darkest chapters, one of human history's darkest chapters. This is the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, and we honor the memory of the 1.1 million lives lost at this specific notorious Nazi death camp and the 6 million Jewish people who perished in the Holocaust. As survivors gather with world leaders at this site in Poland, their presence serves as a powerful testament to the resilience and the power of the enduring human spirit. As we reflect on this milestone, we are reminded that the lessons of the Holocaust are more relevant today than ever. Anti-Semitism and other forms of hatred like Islamophobia, racism, homophobia, transphobia are on the rise. And we have to really think about our role in combating intolerance and the work to preserve the memory of those who suffered and the history behind it. We mourn, of course, those lost, but we also educate. And we need to do a whole lot more of that. Be way more inclusive, way more committed to truth than we are. With that being said, I hope that you are well, that you will be blessed, and that whatever you do, Keep pushing. I'll see you soon.